Welcome to Talkin Tires, the podcast that delves deep into the world of tires. Join us as we explore everything from the science behind the manufacturing to the latest innovations in tire recycling. Our aim is to provide you with a comprehensive understanding of tires, including how they work, how to maintain them, and how to dispose of them responsibly. Whether you're a seasoned mechanic, curious car enthusiast, or an avid recycler, Talkin Tires is the perfect podcast for anyone who wants to learn about the essential component of the modern vehicle and heavy equipment. So buckle up and join us for an informative and engaging journey into the world of tires.
All right, welcome back to another episode of Talkin Tires. I'm Craig Hunter, your host from Tire Reclaim, and I brought with me today a special gentleman, Jessie Wickel. He is the owner and operator of Wickel Tire Pros out of Burley, Idaho, and now Jerome, Idaho.
Yep.
But I was just telling Jessie, getting settled in here, that we've had a manufacturer owner of tires on the show. We've had Crumb Rubber manufacturers for Crumb Rubber facilities on the show, and now we get to have a up-and-coming tire operator that's selling tires retail. I heard ag is really big. So I say I heard because I've heard his story from others around the community, and that's really why we wanted to have Jessie here, was to talk about Wickel Tires and the story. I know there's a farm involved. You have a family farm, if I'm not mistaken. So,
correct.
If that's what we're going to talk about next, would be the family farm, then I'll let you take over and tell us how you kind of got started in the tire business to begin with.
So now, probably 2015, 2016, we started looking for other businesses to diversify into. And as a farmer, we use a lot of tires, so the tire deal kind of came up, and one of my friends mentioned there was some action on some local tire stores possibly getting ready to sell, so we started talking to some of them, and eventually ended up buying Bauer's Tire and Wheel out down the road, and that's how we got started. They were just a little retail store that did like truck passenger oil changes, brakes, stuff like that. Didn't have any ag involved in that business, and within probably 6 months we bought a couple service trucks and started into the ag end of it, and then it just continually grew from there.
So I'm guessing word of mouth was probably big right then, because you had a name in the ag community.
Yeah.
Would you say that you've just built onto that retail that was there with the ag and kind of bolstered the whole thing all together? I noticed we're in a big new building.
Yeah.
This wasn't part of that purchase, I presume.
No, it wasn't part of the purchase or the plan originally. The original plan was the tire store would run itself and I'd still be farming, but we grew fast enough and got big enough, we needed a bigger location, so we bought this old grocery store and remodeled it and added onto it and turned it into a tire store. And
This was a grocery store?
yeah, this was Stokes.
Oh, okay. I did not know that.
Yeah,
I bet Carson probably knew that, being from the area, but we didn't. I wasn't aware of that. Awesome. So the service trucks seem to be a big part of the business too. You've got quite a few of those moving around.
Yeah, we've got several, I don't know, 35, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Service trucks, and that wherever the farmers are, we have to go to them. So
where are you getting the manpower? I've heard tell that there's a lot of experience in your company for being a new company. I've heard there's a lot of 25-year vets in your company. Where'd you find them, and how'd you get into that?
The local competitor was a locally owned company, sold out to corporate, changed pay structure for their employees when they bought it. Employees didn't like that, so they came down here and asked me if I'd hire them and buy trucks, and so we bought every truck we could find and rebuild it at our farm, and actually build a bunch of our own trucks, and hired everybody that wanted to move down here.
So these wrap trucks rolling around here, you've built a lot of those. It's not order them with everything on them or anything. You're building
we're
out.
Just starting. It's pretty tough to go buy new trucks, so we found trucks and beds and booms and just build them ourselves. And
so I noticed the Tire Pros with the Wickel there. So that's a franchise, is it not? Because I see Rogers Tire Pros in Caldwell, and I've seen other Tire Pros around Idaho.
Yeah.
So how did you find them, and where did that work into your plan?
Our main supplier is American Tire Distributors, and so they own Tire Pros. So it's a franchise for independently owned tire stores that can belong to something bigger, offer a better warranty, offer other locations for their customers when they're traveling, or have kids that go to college somewhere else, or whatever the case may be.
Or a national account that maybe you need to get to other areas. Is that
Yeah.
something too? Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. So then, what would you say is, I don't know, some of your biggest successes thus far? Has it been bringing on that ag business?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Definitely, yeah. It's been a learning experience from the get-go, because not only did we need the trucks, we needed inventory, and the American Tire Distributors isn't big in ag, so they have some but not a lot. So we've had to branch out and figure out ways to supply the ag tires, and actually became direct with Titan Goodyear Ag about a year ago.
Yeah.
And so we started our wholesale company so we can sell to other tire stores. And that helps us have the inventory we need here to take care of our farmers when they need it. So
that's ATD's working with you on that?
no, we're direct with ourselves with, with Titan Goodyear. So
Oh, awesome.
yeah.
So early on, you mentioned that you wanted to diversify. So was that your driving force for Wickel Tire Pros?
Yeah, that was pretty well and we weren't real picky on what we were getting. Tires wasn't the first on our list, but it just fit. Yeah, just farming good 1 year and bad for 10. So we thought, well, maybe something else will diversify and come in and help us out through those other 10 years. And so that was kind of the point to diversifying.
And you look at your tire bill probably, right? So you knew tires was one of those things. You're not going to get in the oil business.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
So you start looking at different things. We're not going to start machining our own parts.
Yeah.
But we might be able to change our own tires.
Yeah.
I like that mentality. Is there anything else that you did there, diversification wise, in that same time frame, or
no?
Was that pretty much it?
Was,
you just kind of
picked
that and ran with it.
Yeah. In 2012, we had a pretty good sized farm out north, and we sold that. The opportunity was there, and then we just had our farm in Declo, and so from that point forward, we were pretty well looking for the next thing, whether it be more ground over there or just something else, and this is what we kind of fell into. So
well, and it seems really great for the entrepreneur type in my mind, because I noticed, as you're building your business and marketing, and I know you're saying word of mouth is probably a lot of your marketing. You've always told me that, but you're also expanding your footprint. I noticed for storage, you're over here kind of by the river.
Yeah.
You've got a big storage facility there. Storage across the street, right? And
yeah.
Are you on this whole entire block here?
Yeah.
Is this your building here?
Yeah. So this
more storage
right
now.
Yeah.
I was like, I wondered if that would ever, be part of the business, but you have this working as a store, so I guess maybe just knock it down and
eventually
be more valuable to you as flat dirt right now, probably, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but it's pretty nice to have our inventory just right across the parking lot, and rather than having to go across the street every time we got to get truck tires or whatever, and it takes a lot of room to store tires, which has been a learning experience for sure.
Yeah. Having room around you is vital. We're learning that as well. And tire reclaim, getting into recycling and tires, we're noticing there's a lot of more equipment to park here or there. So I understand the footprint and the challenges that come with that.
Yeah.
How about your community? You have a lot of people employed here.
Yeah.
That's families, that's little kids.
Yeah.
Little mouths you're feeding.
Yeah.
I know it's stressful too, right? You have a lot of families to think about, but are there some community things you're excited about, or that you guys do? You got a softball team or anything like that going on?
Our Jerome store has a softball team that a bunch of them belong to. We've never done that here in Burley.
That's cool.
We try to participate in the 4-H auctions at the fairs. I think that's
Fantastic.
a good program for the kids that want to do something, maybe learn how to work before they get there,
Right, and then they see the money on the end. Mom makes them spend it on college, but still, they see that at the end and go, okay, I can see this.
Yeah, maybe I do want to do something.
Right, you put in work, you get something at the end.
Yeah,
which
exactly.
I think is really nice.
Yeah,
and plus the rest of us get some nice beef.
That's right. Yeah.
Right on. Well, how about you mentioned Tim and Chris? Are there other guys in the shop here that you wanted to single out as some guys?
Yeah, we've got James.
I mean, I know you could list them all probably.
Yeah,
but.
yeah, they're all very vital, I feel like, and we've got Shane and Tyson and Quade, Keno, Kevin, and probably Brock on the service trucks. We got great Tully down in Jerome, and all our service truck guys are amazing.
Right.
Our counter crew here in Burley's amazing. Jamie Moon and Josh Felthauser, Josh Farrell, Kendi. They all
I'm going to get you in trouble for anybody.
Anybody I forget,
it's my
gonna be
fault
mad at
for
me.
putting him on the spot.
Yeah.
But and also obviously all of our boss at home. I'm sure you have a lovely wife that is wondering where you're at all the time, and she's probably going to be jealous of me because I got you to talk so much.
That's right. I get home and I don't want to talk. Yeah.
Yeah, she's going to be like, you talked all the time for him. I get it.
No kidding.
Yeah,
my wife's been great. She's questioned my decision for 5 years, but she's stayed there and supported me. So
well, like I think you said in the beginning, the tires was supposed to be something that you got going. And then
this is going to be better. Our life's going to get better. And
right.
She's like, wait a minute, you're never home. What's the deal? This isn't getting better.
Right. Yeah. Well, it'll come, right? It'll come.
Yeah. It's more than you think it's going to be when you do it.
Yeah.
So if you don't put the work in, nothing comes out. So
right. So we talked about successes. Was there any challenges in this time that building this out that you had to learn from? I had a guy, Buck Hill, if you could go back and listen to one of our podcasts, the owner of Setco Tires, they make solid tires. One thing he talked about that I loved was even, most innovators, when you're doing something different or you're going to have some failures. And he talked about, because they were all pilots, and they would go back like a wreck or like a plane crash and say, okay, what did we do right? What did we do wrong? Leading up to that, when we made the decision and how we acted. So I'm sure you've gone over some decisions you've made, and you'll do it different. Can you talk about any of those? Maybe help some of the listeners.
A lot of it's been product based. What products we bring in, and you try to get the best product you can for the best value, so you can pass that on to your customers. And we found that some of it is really just cheap junk, and so we've learned that. Some of the ways that everybody that's came to work here has always done things as far as putting tires together and doing things. Maybe there's a million ways to skin a cat, and we've found the right way to do it, and that's how we try to do it every time. That way we can stand behind our work. We've learned.
And you're up against some big powers.
In
the tire, I told the guy the other day, it'd be like going to opening a business or a pizza shop in Chicago.
Yeah.
I mean, you get into the tire business, you better be ready to fight.
Yeah.
And they got major buyer powering. We're talking like Walmart buying power, which is also a competitor of yours. Walmart, Costco. Those are like some of the biggest names on the planet. Are your competitors. So I'm sure buying practices has been a big part of that, but then customer service, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
So that smiling face and
just
hometown.
We try to treat everybody how we'd want to be treated, and for our ag customers, it's all about getting there. You have one tractor go down in a potato operation, you're shutting down 30 guys. That's costing that guy a lot of money over one tire. We got to get there and get it fixed and get him going. That's our goal. That's why we have so many service trucks and so much inventory, is to try to take care of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, you got dairy, you got sugar beets, you got potatoes, you got corn, you got everything around you, and all those are vital. What somebody would call, what did they try to label us? Efficient? No, where you're needed in your position. During COVID, they told us you're.
Oh yeah. What did they call us?
Help us out. What was when during COVID? Essential.
Essential.
Yeah. So you're out there changing tires. A lot of times, I think when you look at the guy on the side of the freeway, right, and he's broke down. First of all, that driver's trying to get home. He wants to see his wife and kids. He's got a load of who knows what might be vital, to somebody somewhere. And then now your guy's out there standing in 80-mile-an-hour traffic, trying to get him back running down the road. And to me, that's extremely vital. And,
extremely.
And essential, if you will. So I don't know. I guess, how did COVID treat you guys? I seem to bring it up every time, but it was a big part of business. Did you see a big influx in semi and slowed down on passenger, or vice versa?
The first 2 weeks I think were the hardest for us. We just went to almost nothing. Nobody was coming in the shop. Nobody was getting anything done. We were doing this remodel right then.
This one, oh, gotcha.
Yeah, and it was
oh man,
scary.
How'd you sleep at night?
No,
you had this big thing you were launching. And
I don't sleep much.
It just stopped.
Yeah.
All the business just stopped.
Yeah, so
and we didn't know whether it was coming back.
Yeah,
we have to
yeah.
remind ourselves of that time, honestly.
Yeah.
I reached for a to-go cup for my drink the other day and thought, I thought a to-go lid was going to kill me a few years ago.
Yeah, that's right.
They told me I better be gloved up and maxed up to touch something that other people might have touched.
Yeah.
But, we forget those little nuances, but
Yeah.
they were real at the
They were
time.
real,
and you're
yeah.
looking around, you got this shop,
Yeah.
So how'd that go? I mean, obviously.
We figured out, here's what we got to
Push
do.
through
We got to mask up when we're getting in customers' vehicles and maybe go pick their car up at their house so they don't have to come out in this and take it back to them. And that's, our lube base still does that, picks up cars. And
So that's something that stuck.
yeah, it's stuck. Yeah. The text to pay became huge right then. So we had to switch credit card companies so we could process and just text them. They didn't have to walk into the showroom to pay. A lot of things like that. The ag community, I think everybody just said, well, we got to go. We don't have a choice. And so that side.
Doesn't get much more essential than that.
Yeah, that
than
side
food.
we just went and
Right.
figured hopefully nobody shows up and shuts us down because we feel like we're essential, so we're going. So
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Nobody ever showed up. So
Well,
we just rolled.
ambulances have tires and
Yeah.
police cars have tires.
Yeah.
Yeah. You probably could have worked your way through that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. COVID was a big impact on all businesses, but
Yeah.
I think we've pushed through it now. Hopefully we won't see anything come up in the future, but it sounds like a few good things shook out of it,
Yeah,
as
I
far
think
as
so,
text
yeah.
pay and whatnot. So, all right. Well, what's next on the list for you guys? Do you have any more stores coming up? Any future plans
We
or?
don't have any plans yet, but I can't say that I've ever planned anything. So.
I get that. Well, I appreciate you coming on. It's been fun learning a little bit and hearing
Yeah.
straight from the horse's mouth
Yeah.
rather than other people talking about why you got into it. So
Yeah.
I was glad to hear about it, and I hope everything's going good with your tire collection and
Oh, yeah, it's been
recycling.
great.
And we're excited to bring a lot of new things for that, and to be shameless plug with our tire reclaim and picking up tires for you. I've noticed there's quite a bit of room back here in the back in the area, so it looks like we're getting you cleaned out
Yeah, it's
pretty good and keeping
lot
up pretty
better.
good.
Yeah.
It is better.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. So we got that on camera, and I do appreciate your time.
Yeah,
so
you bet.
thanks, and
Thank
have a
you.
good rest of your day, man.
Thanks, you too.
All right.